When a great ship reaches the end of its life, it usually faces one of two destinies. After years of braving the open ocean, carrying cargo and stories across the waves, its journey comes to a close. But what happens next is a tale as old as seafaring itself, and yet each ship's ending is unique. Many ships are scrapped, their once mighty hulls broken down piece by piece. In vast scrapyards, workers cut through thick steel, separating the vessel into parts that will be melted and reborn. The metal from these ships finds new purpose, perhaps as beams in a skyscraper, or as the frame of a new vehicle, continuing the cycle of creation and destruction. Others meet a different fate, slipping beneath the waves to become hidden shipwrecks. Over time, these sunken giants are slowly claimed by the sea, their remains transformed into artificial reefs. Fish, coral, and countless marine creatures make their homes among the rusting bones, turning tragedy into a thriving underwater world. But on rare occasions, a ship is left in shallow waters, stranded between two worlds. Here it remains visible, a silent witness to the passage of time, still part of the landscape above the waterline. These ships become landmarks, their stories lingering in the air and water around them. In these places, something remarkable can happen, a transformation from relic to living monument. Nature, ever patient and persistent, begins to reclaim the vessel. Moss creeps over rusted decks and seeds take root in forgotten corners, slowly turning steel and iron into fertile ground. The SS Ayrfield is one such ship, left to rest in a quiet bay in Australia. Once a hard-working cargo vessel, it now sits peacefully, its days of service long past. But its story didn't end with abandonment. Instead, it began a second, unexpected life. Over decades, this old cargo ship was transformed into a floating forest. Trees and shrubs took hold, their roots weaving through the ship's structure, branches reaching skyward from the heart of the wreck. The SS Ayrfield became a rare and beautiful sight. A ship that sails no more but still teems with life. Its steel hull, once filled with wartime supplies and cargo, now overflows with vibrant trees and lush greenery. The contrast is striking, cold, hard metal entwined with soft leaves and tangled roots, a living testament to the power of renewal. The SS Ayrfield story is a lesson in nature's power to reclaim and repurpose what we leave behind. Even the most industrial of human creations can become part of the natural world again, given time and patience. It's a reminder that endings can also be beginnings. It's a living monument, showing us that even in decay, beauty and new life can flourish. The ship's rusted frame supports a thriving ecosystem, a symbol of resilience and the unexpected harmony between human history and the wild. This is the story of hope, resilience, and the surprising partnership between human history and the wild. The SS Ayrfield stands as a reminder that sometimes the end of one journey is just the beginning of another, one where nature writes the final chapter. The SS Ayrfield's journey began in 1911 in the United Kingdom, built as the SS Coromel. Designed as a steam collier, it hauled coal across seas, fueling industry and navies. With the outbreak of World War II, its mission changed. It became the SS Ayrfield, supplying American troops in the Pacific. The ship braved dangerous waters, carrying vital cargo through war zones. Though not a warship, its role was crucial, forming part of the Allied supply backbone. After the war, the airfield returned to civilian life, transporting goods along Australia's coast. Decades of service left their mark, and by the 1970s, the ship was aging and outdated. Its steel was worn, its machinery tired. The time had come for the SS Ayrfield to retire. Its long, eventful career was drawing to a close, but its story was far from over. In the early 1970s, after decades of faithful service, the SS Ayrfield was officially decommissioned. This marked the end of an era for a ship that had weathered countless storms and carried cargo across vast oceans. For more than 60 years, the airfield had been a steadfast presence on the water, a workhorse of the sea that had seen both war and peace, bustling ports and lonely horizons. Its final journey brought it to Homebush Bay, a quiet inlet near Sydney that had become a graveyard for ships whose time had passed. Here, vessels from all over the world came to rest, their stories converging in this industrial backwater. At Homebush Bay, ships were stripped down to their bones. Workers dismantled them piece by piece, salvaging what they could, steel, engines, and memories, while the rest was left to decay. The airfield was moored alongside other retired giants. each awaiting its fate in the still waters, their hulls echoing with the ghosts of their past voyages. But before long, the shipbreaking business at Homebush Bay came to a halt. The yard was abandoned, leaving the airfield and its companions stranded, their futures uncertain. Over the years, these ships became silent sentinels, slowly succumbing to the relentless march of time. Rust crept across their hulls, and the elements began to reclaim what was once theirs. For decades, the airfield sat forgotten, just another rusting hulk in a bay choked by pollution and neglect. The water around it grew murky, littered with the remnants of industry. Homebush Bay itself was a place few cared to visit, its waters tainted by years of industrial runoff and waste. The once proud ships seemed destined to vanish, their stories lost beneath layers of rust and grime. The airfield too appeared doomed to fade away, its steel skeleton slowly dissolving into the bay, remembered only by a handful of locals and maritime enthusiasts. Yet as the years passed, something remarkable began to happen. Nature, ever resilient, started to reclaim the airfield in ways no one could have predicted. Shoots of green emerged from the rusted deck, and roots found purchase in the decaying metal. The ship's story was about to take an unexpected turn, one that would transform it from a symbol of decay into a beacon of renewal. Abandonment, it turned out, set the stage for something extraordinary. The airfield was no longer just a relic of the past, it was becoming a cradle for new life. Instead of fading into obscurity, the airfield began to thrive in a new way. Lush trees and dense foliage took root, transforming the ship into a floating forest. The rusting hull became a sanctuary for plants and birds, a rare oasis in an otherwise industrial landscape. The airfield had found a new purpose, sheltering life where once it carried cargo. The transformation was about to begin, a testament to nature's power to reclaim, renew, and surprise us all. As the airfield lay abandoned, a quiet transformation began. Wind and water brought dust and soil onto its deck. Birds resting on the ship dropped seeds, carried from distant places. Silt and mud settled in the hull, creating a fertile bed. Rainwater pooled, and the ship's structure sheltered the new soil. Seeds germinated, and tiny shoots pushed through the rust. Hardy plants took root, but it was the mangrove, carried by tides and birds, that truly flourished. The airfield's hull became a perfect nursery for these resilient trees. No one planned this garden, it was nature's accident. The ship, once a product of war, was now a vessel for life. Nature was quietly reclaiming what humans had left behind. The seeds of a floating forest had been sown. Over decades, the airfield's deck transformed into a lush ecosystem. What was once a rusting hulk of metal has now become a thriving sanctuary for a variety of plant and animal life. The transformation is nothing short of miraculous, a testament to nature's resilience and adaptability. Mangrove roots anchored deep in the silt, stabilizing the soil and supporting other plants. These roots not only hold the soil together but also create a foundation for a mini ecosystem. The mangroves act as natural barriers, protecting the ship from further decay while nurturing new life. The ship became a self-sustaining island, its rusty hull softened by vibrant green. Over time, the plants have taken over, turning the corroded metal into a canvas of life. The contrast between the old and new is striking, a visual representation of nature's ability to reclaim and renew. From afar, it looked less like a wreck and more like a floating woodland. The dense foliage gives the impression of a forest adrift on the water, a surreal and captivating sight that draws the eye and stirs the imagination. The contrast between rust and foliage was striking, a living forest atop a decaying ship. This juxtaposition highlights the beauty of nature's reclamation process, where life finds a way to flourish even in the most unlikely places. Birds nested in the branches, fish sheltered below, and the airfield buzzed with new life. The ship has become a haven for wildlife, a bustling microcosm where various species coexist and thrive. The ship was reborn as a vibrant habitat. It stands as a living testament to the power of nature to adapt and transform, turning a relic of the past into a beacon of life and renewal. Today, the airfield is a breathtaking sight, a dense thicket of mangroves cascading over rusted steel. The ship has become a natural wonder, a place where the boundaries between the man-made and the natural world blur. The hull acts as a giant planter, almost hidden by the forest it supports. The plants have taken root and flourished, creating a dense canopy that nearly obscures the ship beneath. It's a living sculpture, ever-changing with the seasons. The foliage changes color, the wildlife comes and goes, and the ship continues to evolve, a dynamic and ever-changing masterpiece. The airfield is no longer a relic, it's a testament to nature's enduring force. It stands as a powerful reminder of the resilience of life and the endless possibilities of renewal. The floating forest stands as a symbol of rebirth. It is a living, breathing example of how nature can reclaim and transform, turning what was once abandoned into something beautiful and full of life. The SS Ayrfield now rests in Homebush Bay, part of Sydney Olympic Park. Once a polluted industrial zone, the bay was transformed for the 2000 Olympics into parklands and wetlands. The abandoned ships, including the airfield, were left as historical relics. The ship bridges the area's industrial past and its green present. Its rusty hull tells of factories and shipyards, while the forest atop it celebrates nature's return. The airfield is a powerful symbol of urban renewal and environmental healing. Its striking appearance draws photographers, artists, and nature lovers. At sunrise or sunset, the ship glows with color, a living painting on the water. The contrast of steel and leaves is captivating, a reminder of nature's power to reclaim. The airfield is a scene of peaceful coexistence between past and present. The SS Ayrfield has become a celebrated landmark, drawing visitors from around the world. Tourists, photographers, and locals come to witness the floating forest, a full-grown woodland thriving inside a century-old ship. For photographers, it's a dream subject; for historians, a tangible link to the past; for nature lovers, a symbol of resilience. Viewing platforms along the bay offer peaceful spots to reflect on the ship's transformation. The airfield sparks conversations about renewal and the beauty found in unexpected places. Its fame has spread online, inspiring wonder across the globe. The ship is more than a tourist spot; it's a place that makes people think and feel. The story of the airfield continues to inspire all who visit. The SS Ayrfield is more than an old ship with trees; it's a powerful symbol. It represents the harmony possible between human industry and the natural world. The rusty hull tells a story of war and trade. The forest is a new chapter written by nature. The airfield shows that history is alive, constantly evolving. It's a living demonstration of nature's power to reclaim and heal. The ship, once an industrial relic, is now a thriving habitat. It challenges our ideas of beauty and waste, proving that new life can spring from what's old and broken. The airfield encourages us to see potential in the discarded. It's a celebration of the ever-changing relationship between humanity and nature. The SS Ayrfield's journey is remarkable, from a tool of war to a sanctuary of life. Its final chapter is not destruction but transformation. Left in Homebush Bay, it became host to a vibrant forest. The floating forest teaches us about resilience and adaptation. Lush trees growing from rusted steel symbolize hope and renewal. The airfield is a global icon, a bridge between our industrial past and a greener future. It shows that beauty can arise from decay, and new life from what we leave behind. Endings can be beginnings. War gives way to peace. Steel supports a green canopy. The airfield is a celebration of nature's artistry and the world's constant transformation. Even in the most unexpected places, life finds a way to endure and inspire.